really devastated for Ty?
Yeah, look, disappointing news this week. On the flip side, great that he'll get some time to hopefully fully recover from these soft tissue injuries that he's been, battling for a good portion of this season, because he'll become an important piece for us down the stretch. So, we'll be diligent, not force him back. Take his time so he's 100% healthy when he gets back.
6 weeks is a long time for any hamstring in any
Yeah.
sport. Like when that number came to you, did that blow you away a little bit?
Yeah, and look, I don't know the exact how bad it is, but we want to be really mindful, just because he's had 4, maybe 5 soft tissue injuries this year, and medical staff, they always go on the extreme side of things. So I think just giving him peace of mind that he can take his time to get recovered. And then make a push for the playoffs, which is really important for us, because his athleticism, his physicality at the defensive end is an important piece for us.
So it's the case you tried him for 1 or 2 weeks off here and there to get the different soft tissue injuries,
Yeah.
right? But you can't afford to. If he pings it again in 3 weeks, you pretty much see.
Yeah, just like the carryover effect, and what he brings to the team is different. So we want to make sure we have him for the pointy end of the season.
Do you have a look at what might be causing them? Is it something to do with his preparation? Is it something to do with just bad luck, or like it's a series of soft tissue?
Yeah.
I mean, it's concerning that they keep happening for him.
Yeah, like I think bigger picture, it's concerning the number of injuries throughout the whole NBL this year. So that's something myself and the medical staff were very mindful of, first individually, but then like the number of different injuries that are occurring. So it's a great question, just from the fact that there's a multitude of injuries that are happening, and they're different. But in Ty's case, they're all soft tissue. And any player's excited to get back and perform and be with their team. Where it's shown that he probably just hasn't quite been right when he's come back each time.
There are a couple of big holes this week with Ty and with Christian. Who do you look to cover those 2 roles?
Yeah, look, as I've spoken before, it's a team effort. Like David Quera's been doing a great job with the opportunity afforded to him. With Christian out, we will lean on him. Jesse's been in great form. KP, is slowly really capturing what we expect of him. So we move a couple guys out due to injury. We've recovered a couple guys, and then I just think as our group, we're rounding out into what we feel like is a good team.
From a scoring perspective, your numbers are nuts,
Yep.
and you scored the highest score of history the other week. Like, what's the ceiling these days? How high do you reckon you can go?
Oh, it's about the efficiency and the quality of it, and what you're seeing right now is everyone being a star in their role and what they can bring to that. Like, obviously Jesse and Bryce have a great connection. I'd guess Dylan Windler's individual efficiency as a player has really lifted. Ben Henschel's growing, Elijah Pepper, but then the likes of Hiram Harris, David Quera, like their efficiency is a little different in this window than what it was at the start of the year. So look, Bryce is playing at a phenomenal level, but everyone else is contributing at an efficient rate as well.
Are you leaning into the fact that you've got the weapons to keep scoring these numbers, just go as hard as you can at that and try to keep putting ridiculous numbers on the board that no one else can match?
I wouldn't say that is the perception or the mentality that I voice. If you play good offense, these are the numbers that we can certainly replicate, and it can become a fabric of who we are as a team.
What are the lessons from that last matchup against the Hawks, and how do you apply them to this weekend?
Yeah, look, so we've played them twice this year, 1-1. The last game at RAC where they beat us, like it was a very good game until there was a couple minutes left. We had a couple questionable shots. We had some loose turnovers, and where they're maybe the best in the league is capitalizing in those moments. First game we held them to 6 offensive rebounds. If you statistically look at them and they just dominate teams on the offensive glass, it's really hard to compete with them over 40 minutes. So that's one of the things that we concentrate on, but also the way we approach the game. We can't just have like 2 or 3 possessions where we just slip up and they really capitalize, because they're a momentum team like us as well. And at the end of the fourth quarter, they own that, and that's why they won that game.
Just on Bryce, he said that his time out of the game has kind of sparked his front foot. Just wondering, have you noticed any difference in his mentality on the court since he was back from that way?
What I would say he's talking about there is the games that he missed. He kind of got to evaluate the team from just watching for those 5 games. So then he can probably have a better understanding of where he can really excel with the guys on the roster. Because if you look at our season, we've had a lot of guys just in, out, figuring out the league. Like Dylan, it took him a little minute there to, get healthy, but then also where does he fit within the team? So I just think it's really a culmination, but like as he talked about, when you sit out and you can just watch, you can really see how you can fit in and impact your team from that.
The post-game, the differences between the way he's playing across each of the big scoring games.
Yep.
His ability to read the situation and go, there's the weakness, I'll exploit
Yep.
that. Have you seen too many people that can do that during a game? Because he's changing on the fly on what he wants to target.
Yeah, and when someone accumulates the amount of points, like the great thing for me is just the patience he goes about it to pick his spots. Like in Cairns, like he didn't score until like a minute, 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and he still ends up with over 40. So the patience, the trust that he has in his teammates, but then vice versa, the team has in him as well. So I can't talk enough about just the overall synergy to allow the success of the team, but then also allow the success of an individual.
How much of a temptation is there to fully lean into Bryce's dominance at the moment, and is there a risk that comes with that if you do sort of start going out of your way to set him up?
I talk about this all the time. Like the worst thing I could do is try and get too invested and involved in this, because it needs to organically happen, and that's what's really happened. So if I try and study and go, oh well, we can do this, like I'll screw it up for sure. So we have to stay with a good rhythm, pace, and as you talked about, we can't like over lean into it, because then it'll just get a little stifled.
How far away is Christian?
I don't know, but like weeks, so yeah.